my father, Daniel Wayne Reeves. My father was born on April 1st, 1945 in Raymondville, Texas. His parents were William and Mary Reeves. His 11 brothers and sisters were very important to him, and he kept in touch with them throughout his entire life. His career in the Army was something he was very proud of, and he entered at a young age. His career in the Army brought him to Korea, to Germany, to Key West, and most importantly, our mother. That marriage led to 3 children, many more grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Upon retiring, he and my mother settled down in the East Texas countryside. We visited the same area many times throughout our younger years while visiting family friends. We fished, we camped, and enjoyed each other's company. He liked the peace and quiet of the country, where he could work on cars, piddle in the yard, and enjoy the weather. I too enjoyed this occasional refuge from the hectic city life. Each of us here today have our own experiences that shaped our relationship with my father. One aspect of his personality that we all knew of was his sense of humor. He loved to make people laugh, even if it was by telling the same jokes as over 1,000 times. I can remember more than once during my teenage years where he would tell these jokes to my friends, and I was the only one who wasn't laughing. But that's who my father was, and he never apologized for it. Sadly, my father spent much of his last months in the hospital, but even there, with his declining health, could he make an impression. He made friends among patients, nurses, and doctors alike. Many of you knew him for his generosity. Cliches aside, he'd give the shirt off his back to a stranger just the same as he would a friend if he thought they were in need. He loved animals, and he loved the wilderness. He'd often say that the stray feral animals around the house had just as much a right to be there as we do. And when he recently moved to a new home, he took as many of the feral cats from the old home as would let him. As for his children, he was happy to know that we were all healthy and happy. His grandchildren were particularly important to him. He loved you all dearly. Your happiness and prosperity was his. He was at my wedding less than 1 year ago, which notably was the first chance for the most important people in my life to meet either of my parents. Afterwards, they all had nice things to say. Weeks later, after the honeymoon, he told me that he hoped he hadn't embarrassed me by his goofy dancing during the reception. But it was a hit, and I'm truly glad that he was there. As many of you know, our mother too passed from complications with cancer. I will always remember how my father took care of her when she was most vulnerable. Even through that loss, he remained the same person. Again, unapologetically so. My brother and I made a promise to our mother during her final days to take care of him as best we could. He was stubborn, but he knew that we cared and would let us help out from time to time. Some of you who are here today showed in the last 2 years your own generosity, grace, and selflessness. You lent a hand to my father when he was most in need. You visited him. You laughed with him. You sent him letters. You took him where he needed to be when we could not. His adversity, though tragic, showed without a doubt that he had true friends. And to you all, I give all the thanks that I can give. For many of you, my father's health was a surprise. He didn't want many people to know because